If you want to see amazing and exciting duels, informative and entertaining top 10 lists, and everything else that's just great about the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, you gotta watch the Capital G Show. Shout outs to my homeboy Dante. Hey. What's up YouTube? Capital G here. So we're looking at a new archetype called the Majespecters. These guys are going to be released in Dimension of Chaos. That's the set that comes after Clash of Rebellion, and I believe Dimension of Chaos might come out this year. It probably is going to be like either December or January. So there's a good chance we could be playing these cards. And if you look right here at the first card, it is DOCS. That's Dimension of Chaos. JP-27, which means that, again, this is part of the core booster set. This isn't like a Japanese exclusive or anything. So we will be playing this card sometime soon. And a lot of people have actually asked me about this archetype. I just didn't know that they were talking about it, because they'll say, hey Cap, what do you think of the new Wind Spellcaster monsters? And I'm just like, well, I've looked at Clash of Rebellion. I don't really remember any like great Wind Spellcasters, but I was just looking at the wrong set. So, you know, these are probably what they were talking about. And when I looked at this article and I saw the name Majespecter, I'm like, okay, well, I'm thinking, is it supposed to be like wordplay, like Majespecter or Majespecter? But either way, it pointed me towards Spellcaster. You know what I mean? So I assume that the entire archetype is Spellcaster and Win, and maybe even Pendulum based, because this card is, obviously you see that it has a P skill of 5. It is level 4. It's a wind. It's obviously a spellcaster. It's 1,000 attack, 1,500 defense. It's called Majespecter Crow. The effect on this card is really, really legitimate. I would assume this is the card you're probably gonna want to get turn 1 off, like anytime that you're playing this deck. The effect number 1 is, and that's only a once per turn effect. When this card is normal or special summoned, hello Stratos, you can add 1 Majespecter spell card from your deck to your hand. So instant +1. I mean, who doesn't like instant +1s when they're playing the game? But the effect number 2 is even better, and I think it kind of makes up for the poor stats. Cannot be targeted or destroyed by an opponent's card effects, which means that if you're going first, your opponent can't use Effect Veiler. If you're going second, your opponent can't use Breakthrough Skill. They can't Book of Moon this guy. They can't Dimensional Prison it. I mean, there's a lot of good targeting cards in the game that we play, and a lot of good targeting effects like Delta Rose and a whole bunch of other stuff. So, I mean, anytime that my main monster can't be targeted for card effects, like, that's pretty good, and can't be destroyed by card effects, like no Mirror Force, no Torrential, no Dark Hole, no Regeki, like, that's amazing. If the entire archetype has that built into it, that alone could probably, like, if every one of these monsters, every one of these Majespecters has this effect number 2, they will instantly be playable just based off that, because that is too good of an effect. You can't target me or destroy me by, you know, card effects. Like, that's way too good. All right, so this is the second card, and you see a little adorable fox here. I'm gonna assume that this fox is gonna be one of the monsters in the archetype. It looks like there's some type of cyclone or whirlwind. There's like a missile. He's like running away from Mystical Space Typhoon or something. He's like, oh shit, there's Mystical Space Typhoon behind me. This is called Majespecter Cyclone. It's a quick play spell card, which means obviously you can search it from this guy. And the effect says tribute 1 wind spellcaster monster you control, then target 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy it. Okay, so basically, it's kind of like Majespecter Icarus attack. I mean, I know it doesn't go at their back row, but the fact that it's a quick play, so you can activate it immediately, is, I mean, I think it kind of makes up for that, because while Icarus attack can be like MSC'd in the back or in the end phase, if you know that your opponent, you know, set it or something like that, you can just summon. You can summon this guy, essentially, the Crow. You can search out this, and then you just blow up any monster on board that your opponent has that may be trouble, and attack with the other monsters. So, I mean, this is probably going to be a staple, at least at 1 of, probably like a 2 of, but why not just be able to search this and have, like, you know, instant monster destruction? Next up we have, and I believe that this is the Crow himself, and he's again throwing out some type of whirlwinds, or kind of looks like he's doing gust attack like a Pidgeotto from Pokemon or something. All right, this is the Majespecter Tempest. Okay, it's a counter trap, and actually, yo, this one is really, really good. Effect number 1, you contribute a wind spellcaster monster, and again, because they all say wind spellcasters, that just tells me the entire archetype is going to be wind and spellcaster. That you can tribute one wind spellcaster monster you control to activate 1 of the following effects. Effect number 1, when an effect monster's effect is negated, negate that activation, and if you do, destroy that card. All right, so essentially, it's Alpha Nova meets Divine Wrath. Like, you tribute one of your Majespecters and you get a free Divine Wrath. Or effect number 2, when an opponent's monster would be, or excuse me, when a monster's would be special summon, negate that special summon, and if you do, destroy that monster / monsters. And that's basically Black Horn of Heaven, or I think this could be actually like Solemn Warning too, because I'm pretty sure you could use this on like Soul Charge. So this card is insane. This card is really, really good. Well, not Solemn Warning because it doesn't stop normal summons, but essentially you're getting like a Black Horn of Heaven and a Divine Wrath built into one card. This card is crazy, and I mean, just look at the game. Like, you tell me you're going to go a turn without your opponent trying to special summon or using a monster effect. Like, that doesn't happen in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, it's very rare that, unless your opponent has mounted you and just has like a Trishula on board and they're just like attack, 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 attack. 90% of the time, if you have monsters and your opponent doesn't, either they're trying to use effects to come back in the game or they're trying to special summon to get back in the game. So this card should always be live as long as you control a Majespecter monster. It's a shame that it's a counter trap and that this dude can't search it. I wish you could search traps and spells, but that might be too good if you could just instantly search that. And then the last card, and it's a field spell, which means, once again, that Majespecter Crow can just search it straight from the deck, which means anytime that you summon him, you can automatically start with this card. And the field spell is, I guess it's it hasn't been fully translated because the picture is kind of small, but the field spell says you can only use the 2 effect of Majestic Pegasus once per turn. Effect number 1, Majespecter monsters gain X attack and defense. I'm gonna assume that it's like 500. I hope it's 500 because you know, the Majespecter monsters could all be very underpowered, which means that this would obviously benefit them. I don't think that it's going to be like 1,000 or anything crazy like that. 1,500 to me seems about right. And effect number 2, and this is the effect that probably is going to be really good. You can tribute 1 when spellcaster monster, special summon 1 level X or lower Majespecter monster from your deck. So essentially, I would assume, like, not only can, well, I mean, I guess it really depends on what that X is, because if you can essentially summon this guy, right, you can trigger its effect, you can get this card for free, you can get the Majestic Pegasus for free, and then you could tribute it for another copy of Crow. Like, that seems really, really good. Well, no, Crow's once per turn, but what you could do is you could tribute any of the other Majespecters and then tribute them for Crow, and then Crow would be special summoned, and he would get his effect to basically get like a cyclone or get another field spell in case you think that the first one might die or something like that. To be honest, this card seems really good. I think it's gonna be dependent on what that that level condition is and what the attack condition is. I know that feels like stating the obvious, but I mean, there's no way to get a great read on how good this card is gonna be. All you need to know is it's searchable by Crow, and Crow seems to be like the thing that holds the deck together right now. And again, if all of these Majespecters have this effect built into them, they will instantly playable. They will instantly be playable. Hell, if even like 2 or 3 of them have this effect built into them, they will be amazing, because no Torrential, no Mirror Force, no Effect Veiler, no Book of Moon, no Breakthrough Skill, like all of those cards you get to stop. Like, that's incredible. So let me know what you guys think. I think that they're off to a good start. We're just gonna have to see what the rest of the monsters do, like this little fox guy and whatnot. Anyways, thank you guys for watching as always.